Alrighty everyone, welcome back to the Combustion Gamers Wacky Wednesday, and here we have the Daytona Bronco 5 Lapper. So we got ourselves a bunch of Ford Bronco Bajas, and we are going to be racing around the banks of Daytona here, hopefully not to get ourselves wrecked. We'll have to see how that goes, but these guys are pretty aggressive, and we've definitely had some problems before, so we'll have to see how that goes. This guy gets me loose, and there we go. And we're stuck, and I think there's a wheel. I'm stuck on somebody. I'm stuck on something. Help. 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 There we go. Not a whole lot of damage, but that definitely stacks some things up. Not too bad. Alright, let's get back to racing here. So you heard of Jeep Week, right? Well, what about Bronco Week at Daytona? And have a ginormous Bronco race at the facility? I think it would actually be kind of interesting, honestly. I mean, you will never see behemoths like this, for the most part, more than likely, running the Daytona banks. So we got a high speed of 130 miles an hour, I think is what we can get to in all reality, which really isn't that impressive if you think about it. But it's still fast, so we'll take it. Yeah, so we're hitting about 113. We have just a little bit of damage. Luckily all the tires are up and everything, so that helps. You can actually see the tires on the outside, which is pretty cool. As we're racing around here for the 5 laps, we'll have to restart here again and see what we can do, because we kind of got left behind by the pack here, so let's go ahead and restart and try this again and hopefully not get wrecked again. Alright guys, we're back. So let's see what we can do again this time. Hopefully get going a little bit faster. Okay, you can see what gear I'm in because of that little pop-up there. So there we go, doing pretty good so far. Getting spun. These guys are pretty aggressive, that's for sure here. So we're coming up on the group, we go low. Yeah. Trying to transition back onto the banking here. Everybody having some issues. Going on down low. And we're off the track again. Thank you very much. When these guys get swirly, they get swirly. There's not much you can do about it. Alright, let's see here. I think, and by the way, too, I don't know this for sure, but I do believe that there actually is a draft effect to racing these, because I think that's how the Super Speedway is set up in Project Cars 2. So I think that's actually a thing, which is why we're able to keep up with the guys so well there. Because, yeah, look at the speed now. See what we can do on the front stretch, but right now it's like we're running 117, but we were running about 120. So draft is a thing even with these ginormous blocks that we're trying to race here, so that's unhelpful. And there's 128, we got a little bit loose there, not too bad. We're working on, can we get back to these guys? We want to watch our times here. It's going to be really slow. Let's try restart again. Because one thing I want to be able to do, guys, is to be able to have an enjoyable race while I'm actually part of it. There's something about being left behind in the dust that simply isn't, shall we say, enjoyable here. As we're trying, oh, good, I get rear-ended right off the bat. Everybody's getting stacked up back there. Everybody's unhappy, swirly do that. I actually would love to see, oh, good night. We got a flipper in the back. Multiple flippers, multiple carnage. The cones going everywhere. That's what happens there in the back, and we're done. Terminal damage. Terminal. We're done. Engine has blown up. Yep, there it went. Well, that was fun. Let's see what happened here. So right off the back, we get a little bit slow. Don't mind the smoke. That's because our engine blew. There we go. We got trucks in the back just absolutely going insane back there. You just see them all spread out in the back. That's just some insane racing. And then right here, boom, and right there, we're just done. we're done right there. Not a whole lot of damage actually to the truck itself, but that's still some crazy looking wrecking here. Let's see if we can switch our camera. There we go. Let's see here. So we're stuck right on this camera here for a second. So let's see if we can switch here. Yeah, it's not switching. So there we go. So right about here is where we got. Nope. There we go. So we need. Switch to our drone camera here. So here we go. This is where everything's going wrong right about now. So everything wasn't necessarily visible there, but yeah, so that's how things ended up. So right about here. That's pretty insane looking up at it here. So let's take a look back here. If I can get off the track. There we go. So yeah, tires are just going up into the air after that little bit of contact. Yep, there I go. Into the air. That's pretty insane. So that ended our race once again. So we'll see if we can actually do something where we can actually stay with these people before getting wrecked. About to try this again. So here we go. Bronco's on the loose. Trying not to get rear-ended from behind here over. Oh, good night. We just sent the guy flying. Parts everywhere. Tires everywhere. And he's going all the way back there. Yeah, that's the other thing with having these tires out in front. You hit it in one place and it just everything. That was insane. We almost had another wreck right there. We're doing pretty good up here in the front. But yeah, there's like a little bit of draft here. We have terminal damage again? Might as well wreck it then. Good night. So apparently when the tire hits the radiator, that's terminal damage is what I'm guessing is happening here. That's just insane. Alrighty guys, so while trying to get video and thumbnails of what happened there, we had the game crashed. So apparently it hasn't liked this particular vehicle on Daytona, so we went to the Daytona rally course here with everybody else, and we're flipping again. Everybody's stuck. Luckily we didn't hurt the engine this time, so that's nice. We'll see what we can do. Also, by the way, we have a nice look of the engine down there. That's pretty neat. Hopefully, yeah, they have more damage to the front end that we didn't need. There we go, get ourselves out of here. Haven't raced this course in a long time, but certainly a very fun one. And only in Project Cars 2 that I know of, so definitely a cool little track section to be able to run and have fun with. So we'll go ahead and get our Joker lap out of the way here very quickly. As everybody else is going pretty slow here, we should hopefully be able to make up some time. Go. Got our Joker lap in. Try not to hit any walls this time here, which is the hardest thing to do on this particular track. A little bit off into the grass once again. I mean, you just see how far we go. We just slip and slide through this grass. A lot of water in it, that's for sure. It definitely retains a lot of water when it does rain. So if we can get ourselves to move a little bit faster, we can have ourselves a pretty decent lap there. That was the best lap data so far as we hit the wall. Luckily no suspension damage to speak of yet, so that's helpful. There we go, lap number 3 taken care of. If I really wanted to, we can make this a endurance race with Project Cars 2. You can make this 900 laps if you so desired. I don't have time to do that, but that is something that could be done if needed. Here we go over the jump, hit the brakes. We're actually catching up to our one guy here, so that's helpful. If we can turn. But yeah, I don't know, something like this, a little Jeep race would be kind of cool for like the Jeep week, or even for like the Bronco. You could get a Bronco week at Daytona. That might be kind of interesting as well. Not totally sure how you do that, since there's so many more Jeeps than there are Broncos, but still, something kind of cool that could be done. I guess you'd have to do like an all off-terrain or off-road type event, I guess, what you'd have to do more of, rather than just Jeeps. You would do it that way. And a little bit of damage at the front end there, not too bad. Get it straightened it out. Ooh, hit him hanging pretty far out there. Got a little bit of damage to the engine again. Not too much of those, so that's helpful. Got 217 on the temperature, so that's not necessarily what we want to see, but still not too bad. Little fence tap there. Let's see if we can catch up to any of these guys when we finish down here in fourth. But much cleaner than those oval super speedway races we're doing, that's for sure. So we definitely like that. And the game hasn't crashed, so that's something we like even more. A little bit off there, gonna be off into the grass. I think we got that position, yes we did. So we'll finish fourth, not too bad, but still fun. Broncos at Daytona, definitely a very fun vehicle to drive. Very different, but still fun nonetheless. Get a little wall tap in there again. And there we go. Broncos at Daytona. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget to check out Track Day merch. We'll see you guys here next time. Bye-bye.